Good evening, Garden City. I'd like to call to order a regular scheduled council meeting for Monday, July 11th at 7 p.m. 2022. Our first order of business is our opening ceremony, which consists of the national anthem, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence for those service members that have given their lives while defending our country. Would everybody please stand?
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Mr. Miller, will you take the roll call, please?
Mayor Walker.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Squire.
Here.
Councilmember DeMichael.
Show her absent and excused, please.
Councilmember Earl.
Here.
Councilmember Jacobs.
Here.
Councilmember Lynch.
Here.
Councilmember Karafotis.
Here.
Right. Mayor, you do have a quorum with 6 members present.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to item 4, approval of the agenda.
Mayor,
Councilmember Lynch.
I move for the approval of the agenda for Monday, July 11th, 2022 at 7 o'clock p.m. as presented. Support.
Support from Councilmember Squires. Any comments from the table?
Mayor, there is on the Election Commission form minutes, there's an error on the time, which Mr. Miller said isn't a big deal, but just pointed it out. It says 9 p.m. to 9:30 a.m.
Okay.
So apparently you guys had a long night.
Thank you. Anybody else from the table? From the general public? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 6-0. Move on to recognition. I'm going to call the police chief up, Chief Tim Gibbons.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. It's an interesting evening tonight. We're going to start by acknowledging the service of recently retired Lieutenant Barton, and then move quickly on to swearing in 4 more. But before, I want to thank Council for acknowledging Lieutenant Barton's service. 25 years with the Garden City Police Department, 25 years as a friend to the citizens of Garden City and a friend to us at the PD. He's going to be sorely missed. His leadership will be missed. And, you know, it's tough when you hire on and you come up through the ranks and make such good friendships and they get the lead before you. But thank you for allowing, for recognizing him. And, you know, congratulations, Lieutenant Barton. And look forward to seeing you a lot in retirement.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Resolution of recognition, July 11th, 2022, honoring the service of Lieutenant Donald Barton. Whereas Lieutenant Don Barton has faithfully performed his duties as a police officer for the Garden City Police Department since July 14th, 1997. And whereas Don has performed numerous roles in the Garden City Police Department, including patrolman, auto theft investigator, Field Training Officer, Crisis Negotiator, Sergeant, Road Patrol Commander, and Investigations Division Commander. Whereas Don has dedicated much of his career to investigating and preventing auto theft in western Wayne County as part of the Southeast Auto Theft Team. And whereas Don has been recognized for his efforts in combating auto theft by being named the Auto Investigator of the Year by the Help Eliminate Auto Theft, which is called HEAT organization, awarded to auto theft investigators who exemplify and demonstrate a strong commitment to reducing auto theft. And whereas Don has been a leader in the Road Patrol Division for the majority of his career, working as a Road Patrol Sergeant and a Road Patrol Division Commander. Whereas Don has received many awards for his service throughout his career, including a Life-Saving Award, Professional Excellence Award, and numerous other commendations. Now therefore it be resolved that the City Council of Garden City congratulates Lieutenant Don Barton on his retirement for his outstanding dedication, service, leadership as a member of the Garden City Police Department. God bless you, buddy. Always remember our softball days. We had a lot of fun playing softball. Okay, Mr. Miller, you want to swear in some new police officers? And Chief, you want to talk about them first?
Just real quick, Your Honor, we have 4, so I'll be brief. Yeah, well, first we'll be swearing in all 4, but then we'll do a badge pinning immediately after for each individual officer with the loved one of their choice pinning their badge on. First up will be Officer Luke Kalidas. Officer Kalidas has strong Garden City ties, family throughout the community. And he started at Garden City as an employee, as an ordnance officer, and just did fantastically. And then interviewed to be a police officer. We hired him and put him through the academy, and we couldn't be prouder of his performance and that he's here today to get sworn in. Next, and after that will be Kelsey Andrews. Kelsey joins us. She recently graduated the Oakland Police Academy. She was a Dearborn Explorer through high school, and then after, where she rose to the ranks of the Lieutenant of the Explorers at Dearborn. So she demonstrated some great work ethic and interest in law enforcement. I'm glad she chose Garden City PD to come over to us. Excited for her. Then Jacob Berkowitz will be the one after that. He came to us from Detroit Police Department and then Westland Police Department for a brief period of time. Law enforcement experience, and he's got good ties to the department, many friends already. And then last, not least, Michael Gregg. Michael Gregg also strong ties to the community, family-owned business in town, and he comes to us with 2 years at Hamtramck PD, so joining us with some more law enforcement experience, which we're glad to have him and all 4 of them, and thank the clerk for swearing them in.
Come on up.
Kelsey, right, you're gonna face me, all right, there we go. So, we're gonna do them all together. They're all assuming the same position with the city as the police officer, and then you'll be pinned individually. Actually, after we do the swearing in, I'll have you sign them, and then we will have you get pinned, get photographs, and go from there. So are you ready? All right. So you're going to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Being duly appointed. As a fully empowered police officer. Do hereby solemnly swear. That I will uphold and defend. The Constitution of the United States of America. The Constitution and laws of the state of Michigan. The laws and ordinances of the city of Garden City. And will uphold and abide. By the rules and regulations. As well as all other orders. Be they general, special, or otherwise. Of the Garden City Police Department. To the best of my ability. that I will not, at any time, lend, aid, advise, or succor to any organization known or suspected of having subversive tendencies. Nor will I, in any way, affiliate myself with such organizations. So help me God. Very good. Thank you. We're going to have you come and each sign your oath, and then we'll have Dan will do that, and then we'll do the pinning. How about that? All right. We'll have, who do we have? Where? I have them in different order. There we go, Luke. All right, thank you. Okay, thank you. Kelsey? Thank you. All right. Jacob? Yep, there we go. Okay, thank you. And the newest one today, Michael. Right, thank you. Right. All right. And then we'll do the pinning. All right, thank you.
Can I get a picture of the four of them before you?
Okay. Take that. Let me hold that microphone for you. Thank you. Yep, no problem. Just take it with me. And first up, for Officer Cletus, his mother, Tanya Cletus, will be pinning the badge on. Tanya, if you come up. Especially when moms get to do it, I always emphasize, feel free to stab him. He's done things, I'm sure. Next up is Officer Andrews, pinned by her father, Greg Andrews. Next up, Officer Berkowitz, his girlfriend Madison, will be pinning his badge on. Last but not least, Officer Gregg's badge will be pinned on by his father, Jim Gregg. He's got it. He's got it. Thank you, Mayor and Council, and congratulations to our new officers.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, I'm going to call up Chief Harmon, the fire chief. We got a couple promotions.
Good evening, Mayor and Council, City Manager Doc, and Matt Miller. Very happy to be here tonight. We are promoting 2 members this year, or tonight, as a result of retirements. We had a competitive testing process, and these first two are the #1 positions from the test. I'm going to start with Captain Steve Ray. Everybody knows Captain Steve Ray. Steve's been with the Garden City Fire Department since 2005, and he's held the rank of lieutenant since 2018. Steve started his training as a firefighter with the city of Novi in 1993, and he became a paramedic an EMT in 1994, then a paramedic in 1998. In 2010, Steve became a paramedic instructor, and he helps keep all of our training up to date. Captain Ray has also earned an associate's degree in fire science, a bachelor's degree in public safety management with a minor in healthcare management. He's also earned a master's degree in organizational leadership. He's a graduate of Eastern Michigan's University School of Fire Staff and Command and the National Fire Academy's Managing Officers Program. He's committed to lifelong learning. He's our training officer, and he's sharing his knowledge and experience with the rest of our department. Captain Ray came to Garden City with a love of public education. He's organized the department's open house for 14 of his last 16 years here. Steve does a lot in the community, from public education to teaching CPR classes. When he's not at the station, he teaches paramedic classes at Dorsey College, and he works as an axe throwing coach. He works for his daughter. She's his boss. He enjoys spending time with his family. His Heather wife of 26 years this Wednesday, Heather, his daughter Miranda, and his son Alexander. He's a great asset to our department, and we're proud to have him as our newest captain. With him tonight is his wife Heather, his daughter Miranda, his son Alexander, his mother Kathy Ray, who will be pinning on his badge after he's officially sworn in by Clerk Matt Miller, and his father and mother-in-law, Dan and Theola Doss. His sister-in-law Stephanie is here, and his niece Caitlin and his nephew Garner. So with that,
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Steve Ray,
I, Steve Ray,
having been duly appointed
to
to the rank of captain
the rank of captain
for the Garden City Fire Department,
for the Garden City Fire Department,
do solemnly swear
to
perform my duties
perform my duties
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
to serve the citizens of Garden City
to serve the citizens of Garden City
with compassion, courage, and integrity,
with compassion, courage, and integrity,
to serve my commanding officers with respect and dignity, and to uphold the laws and constitutions of the United States of America, the state of Michigan, and the city of Garden City. So help me God.
So help me God.
Your mother's, right?
Yep.
Right?
Thank you, ma'am.
yep, watch the tripper here.
Yes.
So if you step on the top one, you can be tall as him. He has to step over there.
Been a long time since I've been taller than him.
And another pain for us too.
You're doing a great job. And did I have it?
That's good.
No, be patient. You want
Thank you. I also forgot to mention that we had several of the on-duty shift here, but they ended up catching some calls, but some off-duty guys are here today. Derek LaPerriere with his family. As a result of this promotion, we have a lieutenant promotion with his vacated position. And after some competitive testing, our senior firefighter, Corey Butler, is now being promoted to the rank of lieutenant. Lieutenant Corey Butler was hired in 2013 through our First Safer grant. Prior to his hire with the City of Garden City, he worked for the City of Inkster Fire Department and for Gwinnett County Fire and Emergency Service in Gwinnett County, Georgia. He's a proud veteran of the United States Navy, and as a result of his service, we received an extra year of funding from the AFG for his hire. Lieutenant Butler is a 2003 Divine Child High School graduate. He represents our fire department with the Western Wayne County Fire Department hazardous materials hazmat team. He's a hazardous materials technician. He's been there for 6 years now. He also founded the Southeastern Michigan Firefighters Peer Support Network, where he continues to help first responders work through their own mental health crises. He's recently been appointed onto the Michigan Professional Firefighters Union Board Behavioral Health Committee. As part of the committee, he's helping to develop and implement training, response guidelines, and designations for peer support teams across the state. Lieutenant Butler is currently enrolled in Columbia Southern University, where he's projected to graduate with a bachelor's degree in fire administration this winter. Lieutenant Butler takes an active role in training our new members and seizes opportunities to pass the knowledge he has gained over the last 15 years in the fire service. He is a great asset to our department, and we're proud to have him as our newest lieutenant. Present tonight are several family members he'd like to recognize. His fiancée is Christina Anderson. Their 2 children, Hudson and Michaela. His brother is a sergeant with Detroit Fire Department, Kenny Butler. His sister and brother-in-law, Brianna and Taylor Harden, along with nieces and nephews, and his parents, and Ken and Barb Butler. After he's officially sworn in by the clerk-treasurer, Matt Miller, his father, Ken, will be pinning on his badge. Lieutenant Butler.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Corey Butler,
I, Corey Butler,
having been duly appointed
having been duly appointed
to the rank of lieutenant
to the rank of lieutenant
of the Garden City Garden City Fire Department, do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to perform my duty
to perform my duty
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
to serve the citizens of Garden City
to serve the citizens of Garden City
with compassion, courage, and integrity,
with compassion, courage, and integrity,
to serve my commanding officers
to serve my commanding officers
with respect and dignity,
with respect and dignity,
and to uphold the laws and constitutions
and to uphold the laws and constitutions
of the United States of America,
of the United States of America,
the state of Michigan,
the state of Michigan,
and the city of Garden City.
and the city of Garden City.
So help me God.
So help me God. My brother would do that.
I know. Thank you.
They're happy too.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to recess for about 5 minutes to give the police and firemen time to file out. We'll go to recess. Okay, we are back in session. Moving on to item 6. I don't see anybody here from the state or county that represent us. No county or state officials. No presentation. We're on to item 8, community events. I'm going to call up Garden City Business Alliance, Jackie Peridor.
Hello, everyone. It was an honor to be here for all of that. That was really nice. So I'm here to remind people that Music in the Park is July 21st. That's a Thursday night. It's from 6 to 9. I can't see you and this at the same time. All right. So June was a really good success, I thought. There were great people, awesome band, wonderful food selections, free ice cream. We had local businesses. We had local service groups doing some fundraising. We had our mascot make an appearance. We also collected food for the home pantry in Garden City Local Home Pantry. We also accept cash for them. And it went really, really well. So now the next one is the 21st, and we're hoping it's just as grand as the first one, maybe even a little bit better. The band is going to be Smith Factor. They're going to be classic rock-ish kind of vibe. And we just hope everybody comes out, has fun, and spreads goodwill of Garden City. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have no petitions or communications, no public hearings tonight. Move on to the consent agenda.
Mayor,
Councilmember Lynch.
I move for the approval of the consent agenda, item 11A, 1 through 4. Support.
Support from Councilmember Squires. Any comments from the table? From the general public? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 6-0. Moving on to our action items tonight, zoning ordinance amendment, rezoning of lot at northeast corner of Arcola and Cherry Hill. Mr. Ortega from the Building Department, you want to come up and explain this for everybody?
Yes, good evening, everyone. Mr. Mayor, council members. Before you is a request to rezone the lot that is at the northeast corner of Arcola and Cherry Hill. Its current zoning designation is partially C1, partially C2, and partially R3. They would like to rezone the entire lot to R3 multiple family residential. Currently, the lot is an unimproved vacant piece of property. And this is basically so that way a comprehensive development of the entire site could be done under one zoning district. This is consistent with the city's master plan for that lot, and the Planning Commission has recommended approval of this proposed rezoning.
Okay, anybody at the table have questions for Mr. Ortega?
I have one.
Yes.
Councilmember Karafotis.
Is it the lot next to the church, next to Good Hope?
It's a lot directly adjacent to the Wendy's.
To the what?
To the Wendy's?
Wendy's.
Yeah, okay, yep. That was my only question.
Okay, a motion's in order.
Mayor,
Councilmember Earl.
I move to approve the zoning ordinance amendment to rezone the lot northeast corner of Arcola Avenue and Cherry Hill Road, parcel number 35-01501-0051-001, from C1 local business and C2 community business to R3 multiple family residential.
Support.
Support from Councilmember Jacobs. Any comments from the table?
Mayor,
Councilmember
I'm
Earl.
glad to see something happen with that portion of land right there,
Yeah.
and I'm glad it's gonna be family, so that's
Yep.
it.
Anybody else? From the general public? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 6-0. Item 2, Smart Municipal and Community Credit Contract for Nankin Transit. Mr. Miller?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. This is a yearly approval that the city is requested to do in order to basically collect the millage funds for SMART, the Suburban Mobility Bus Company, I guess. And so we collect the funds and then we disperse them to the bus agency, and then also a portion of that is held out for what we call paratransit. So the small buses that provide services to the disabled or seniors. and that is handled through Nankin Transit, is our contracting agency that handles that. So it takes a motion actually for us to collect the funds, but then also then to disperse it to them as opposed to sending it directly to SMART. And then it is held out in for providing the paratransit that's necessary here in the community. So.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor.
Motion's in order.
Mayor?
Councilmember Squires.
I move to approve the fiscal year 2023 municipal credit and community credit contract with SMART in compliance with an agreement with Nankin Transit.
Support.
Support from Councilmember Jacobs. Any further comments from the table? From the general public? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 6-0. Moving on to item 12, other business.
Mayor.
Councilmember Earl.
Thank you, Mayor. Recently, well, I always try to utilize local businesses if I can, on, oil changes or stores or whatever I can. And when I do, if the business owner's around, I always try to talk to the business owner to find out how their interaction with the city is when they open their business, or if there's continued interaction with them. Just try to get some feedback. And I get good comments, but and also we get the comments with concerns about some of the ordinances or confused about some of the ordinances when they were opening their businesses. And ironically, right after I left one of the businesses where the guy had questions about a specific issue with one of the ordinances, I got a call from Councilmember Jacobs, and he said, "Hey, I've been talking to some business owners, and we kind of, had this question." He had a question for me about one of the ordinances. So I got to thinking, and we just redid ordinances, went over ordinances, other types of ordinances, and I think it's time for us to evaluate the business and residential property ordinances to try to make it easier for people to move into their houses or open up businesses. I'm sure there's some old ordinances that can probably go. I'm sure there's ordinances that can be revamped. I realize that we're talking a very long process, months and months and months to go through all this. Next meeting, I'm going to bring up a motion. I'd like everybody to think about it, where I would like to have 3 council members, because you can't have more than 3 anyways, 3 council members to work with staff to go through the whole entire process. And like I said, it's going to be a very dedicated, long process, but I think it's an important process. I'm hoping that next meeting, if people are interested, to let me know before that so we can try to figure out who wants to be on the committee. This could be a 9-month process. You never know. There's a lot of ordinances. So that's what I wanted to bring up tonight. And if there's any questions or concerns, go ahead and bring them. If not, next meeting I plan on making the motion. Thank you.
Okay.
Mayor,
Councilmember Karafotis.
I just want to comment on that same thing. I've come up in front of the podium as a resident and also as a business owner asking for the very same thing. There's a lot of our ordinances, not just opening a business, it's just things that are happening. This business does it one way, this business does it another way. It's totally needs a revamping for sure, and I would love to be on that committee to help go through that. I don't care if it takes 10 years and I'm not even on council. We need to improve it, and I'm willing to help.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Moving on to item 13, public comments.
Oh, wait, I have other business.
Okay, sorry.
I thought you were just going down the line.
No.
I wasn't here for the last meeting, and I didn't know if our city manager talked about, a lot of residents have been asking about an update for Redcliffe. I saw the sign's been covered, and we're doing things over there. Can you give us a couple tidbits of what's going on there?
This week, I'll be doing an interview downstairs with communication on Radcliffe, as well as Maplewood, and on the roads bond. Right now, we're starting to move our classes over from Maplewood. GSRP is looking to move in the next, I believe, 3 weeks or so. They've got equipment being pushed over to Maplewood. Actually meeting with a theater director in the next couple of days, starting theater classes over there, but it's right now under somewhat construction. At the same time, we're trying to move our groups over. So there's not a whole lot right now to report as far as big picture goes. It's probably in the next couple of months, all of our programs should be over there and a lot more. Speaking with staff, they have more space to be able to do a lot more. We're still waiting on funding our original request of that $4 million, but we have received the approval for the $200,000 to purchase computer systems, game room systems, several miscellaneous things. But the county has not approved it officially financially yet, but have told us that we will receive that. So that's why we've been holding off on purchasing new weight equipment and the 37 computers in a room where we can have a full computer class, youth and aged, to learn Excel spreadsheet and so on. So right now the pieces are still coming together. We're trying to do as much as we can in-house, over there to limit costs and switching around some rooms. It was designed for college classes. We're trying to design it into a recreation center with different possibilities rather than just every class looking the same. So we are tweaking it a little bit, but it's going to be a great long-term deal for us. But I'll have more to talk about.
Food pantry's already over there,
Yeah,
too.
food pantry's full speed.
Food pantry's already moved.
Over there, and we have notices at Maplewood showing the directions on how to get there for anybody that needs help or wants to drop things off. Food pantry's full speed over there.
Okay, and a couple more questions regarding that. Meals on Wheels is staying at Maplewood?
Yes.
Okay. And what about the thrift store? There's been so much talk about it on social media, and I've had several people message me or text me, and there seems to be a whole lot of confusion.
Shouldn't be any confusion at this point. I talked to the group themselves. Half want to go over to the new senior cafe that we're creating over at Radcliffe. The other half want to stay as a thrift shop. I talked to Geraldine on the phone the other day. They were having a special meeting the next morning. If they'd like to stay at that location, I put it actually into the library contract. I believe they're discussing next week if they want to have it under their jurisdiction, because the deal with the library was that they would take over the thrift shop room as well as the weight room equipment, or the weight room senior fitness center. We have no issue if they want to stay there.
What if the library doesn't say they'll take them on? Are they uninvited to Radcliffe, or is there a reason we haven't asked them to go there?
No, we're starting going back to the original. The thrift shop was not a thrift shop in the beginning. It was a gift shop for senior products and homemade crafts and things. Somewhere over time, it became a thrift shop, not really conducive to a recreation community center is having a thrift shop. So they're welcome to stay where they are. It's right now would be under the area of the library. If the library says they don't want them there, then they can still stay there. Then the library would have to just reduce its space. This is additional space the library can take over. If they're fine to keep them there, part of the library atmosphere, then that's acceptable also. I believe they're meeting next week, the library, to discuss. So it doesn't really matter to us if they stay there as a thrift shop, but a thrift shop should not be moving into a recreation center. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Plus, again, we're having a senior cafe over there. Will they be selling their own arts and crafts, things made, consignment? That meeting seemed to go pretty well with the people that were there and understanding that that was the next step.
So we're calling Radcliffe a recreation center, not the community center?
We don't have a name for it at all at this point. I'm just using
Well, I'm
the
just saying, as a
generic.
community center, the people in the thrift store make money and they donate it to our senior programs that are at that same center.
And that's what the gift shop, the senior gift shop, it would be the exact same process. It would just be arts and crafts made as opposed to just people dropping off clothing or mattresses or anything else that they can find in their house. So that can stay. I might talk with them. The group was they can stay at Maplewood if they like. It's under the library or not under the library. They're welcome to stay there.
Do you know if that's a separate thing? I know that one of the concerns was if they stay there, they still have to go back and forth between Radcliffe and the Maplewood Center to pick up the keys and drop off the money and do those things. Is that like a separate 501c3?
I'm not sure what their station is at this point. Jaylee,
I
I
just
don't know if
wondered
you
why,
know.
if they're separate from us, why are we giving them the key or giving them their funds? Do we operate their banking or?
I don't know, Jaylee, if there's history in that, you know what it goes to?
I do not.
Will they turn their money into the city?
They drop it off there, and they have their own separate account.
Yes, and the city just deposits in
But
their account.
they may be a 501c3, but the city is also at the same time. So there's no reason for, the senior store won't be necessarily a separate organization. It would be under the city, but the money that comes through the store still goes to all senior activities.
Okay.
So,
Is that it? Anything else?
Yeah, I have one more thing. The sidewalk issue. On April 29th, we had a lot of residents come to the meeting and talk about sidewalks. And since then, I've asked a couple times, is our city doing anything? Are we trying to get grants? Did we try to get grants before that was ever passed? There's several other cities that have got grants, so I just wanted to know if that's something that we can have a discussion about, not necessarily now, but can we try other things with gas at $5, inflation up the most in 40 years, our property taxes went up, housing costs went up 25%. Maybe now is not the time to tell people they need to spend an extra $5,000 if they move into a house. And that's all I got.
Okay. Moving on to public comments. Item 13, I'm going to call up Senator Dana Polhinky.
Thank you, Mayor Walker. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Squires. Hello, residents of Garden City. My name is Dana Polhinky, and I'm currently the state senator for Livonia, where I live, and 5 other communities. And I've been state senator since 2018. And before that, I was a high school English teacher for about 20 years, and just went from the classroom straight to the state senate. Wasn't supposed to win, but I did. So I'm enjoying my time helping my communities. The reason I'm here, though, is because of redistricting. My district has changed. So while I'm retaining Canton and a part of Livonia where I live, I'm gaining Garden City, Westland, and Inkster. So I'm here to introduce myself to you. It was interesting you brought up the sidewalk gap reduction, for more walkability, correct? Yeah. So I was able to get Canton Township $750,000 for their sidewalk gap reduction program, and that's being signed by the governor next week. So there are things we can do to help communities with appropriations. I was pleased to meet with Mayor Walker and Mr. Doherty, and I'm pleased that I have Mayor Walker's support for the election that I'm in August 2nd. And I did get a nice tour with Chief Gibbons of the police department. And geez, I've had a lot of tours of police departments. Chief Gibbons is the real deal. Boy, does a good job. I just was so impressed with him and his leadership. I guess I have 46 seconds left. Politicians talk too long, so I'm gonna end it there unless you have any questions for me.
We don't
Yes.
do question and answers during public comments.
We do not do questions and
Yep.
answers. I'm done, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. We'll see you in November then, right? You'll have our area in November.
August. I
Yeah.
have to win in August,
Yeah,
and if
in
I do.
November, right.
We'll see you in November.
We'll see you in November. Okay, and I'm going to bring up Wayne County Sheriff candidate Walter Epps. Running for Wayne County Sheriff.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, leadership. Walter Epps, as you mentioned, sir, I'm candidate for Wayne County Sheriff, and I just wanted to come back to Garden City. The support here has just been phenomenal, so I had to come back and let you all know how much fun I was having here in Garden City, and I really do appreciate the support. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good luck. Anybody else under public comments? Mr. Murray.
My name's John Murray, and yes, I am running for mayor. This is not between me and Mr. Walker. I have a different perspective on how we should guide our town. And my issue is right now we have procedural irregularities, administrative manipulation, and simple mechanics of analytics. Also, I believe compassion, thoughtfulness, and forthrightness is a way of earning someone's respect. Currently, we've had a problem with the city manager. I think that ever since the Snow Hill debacle started, we've had a blizzard of discontent and chaos in this town. We should be working as a team. I'm not very trustworthy of him because it seems like many things are going around and around. I'm dissatisfied with how we spent our millage on the road. I am totally disappointed with what's going on with the library because I think a library is essential in maintaining an atmosphere that will protect my freedom of speech. Inasmuch, I think it's time to review Mr. Doherty And personally, I'm asking you to relieve him of his duties because I do not think he's the type of person I want representing my town. I don't know what you guys can do, but as of right now, with everything's going on, the money we do have, I do not want it wasted. We have an issue with flooding. We have issues with the sidewalk program, which it gets more confusing every day. Your replacement under the ADA, are you aware? I've been on streets where these trees are right where it's at. It's basically city property. Are you going to cut them trees down? I don't know where we have the money to do that. We've had a problem at Helen Park where our DPS bailed us out, and the problem I'm seeing right now is how are we going to pay for that? We had a hardcore bid, and we end up putting DPS in there. They did a wonderful job. Because of the weather, as always in Garden City, the grass hasn't grown. We had a rainstorm that washed out the seeds, so they have to go back. But they have so much work. I'm wondering, when are we going to hire more people for the fire department and the DPS so they are not working so many hours? So I would like the council to take a serious look in removing Mr. Doherty. You can make a unilateral move and put him in Parks and Rec and cut his pay, but I do not want him representing our town. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Good evening. I'm here representing my mother-in-law. She lives on 29211 Box Street in Garden City. And
could you give us your name, sir?
Oh, my name's Mike Nagel.
Thank you.
But anyway, she wrote a little note, so I'm going to read it because she's in a wheelchair. She says, "We live on Bach between Middle Belt and Inkster Road. We have an issue with the dental practice on the corner of Bach and Middle Belt. We agreed years ago to let the office build, and when the original dentist was there, and didn't want to build a low wall is required between commercial and residential property. The city gave him permission to put shrubs there instead of the wall. Now he is retired and new dental group is there. The problem is that they don't want to be responsible for the shrubs. They are overgrown, and every time they need to be trimmed, we have to call the city. When the shrubs got too high or we couldn't get to the back out of the driveway because there was only shrubs, they cut the shrubs down from the sidewalk into about 3 feet so you could see when you got out of the car because you couldn't see. And they don't want to take care of them. They need to be taken out and put in a low wall up that won't grow. The shrubs are getting thick. It's hard to get out of the car on that side. Also, it looks like there might be some poison ivy growing in the shrubs. And she just every year, it's been 5-6 years, she's got a call. And then they come out and I think they've cut it 3 or 4 times. But I mean, it looks like a forest instead of, we got pictures of them when they were that tall. And now they're over my head and they don't want to take care of them. And they agreed to do that when the original dentist was there.
Okay.
So
You can leave the address.
she's got pictures.
You can leave, Oh, no, we'll send somebody to the address. We'll check it out.
Okay.
But give the city clerk the address.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Anybody else? Mr. Hunt?
I wanted to come up here and thank Doc. Back on 17th of June, I made one call to the man, got called back the same day. Situation with Detroit Edison. Detroit Edison's a joke. He called into our contact there. They never have shown up yet. Davy's Tree is not clearing lines in the backyards. When you bring them back out, they say it's not their job. This man responded to me immediately, made that call. Not his fault that Edison hasn't done anything. We couldn't get him down here to take care of McDonald's for a year, year and a half to relocate their lines they should have been doing, so I don't know why I expect them to actually clear the lines they're being paid to do or come out and follow up on it, but the man responds right away. I'm not quite sure why you're responsible, Doc, for the floods. I've lived here 39 years. I've had water come up just about into my basement on Bridge Street years ago before the sewer separation was done. Thought we were gonna have to build a moat out there before it came all the way up, however many feet it is from that street to the front of that house and pouring in the windows. We've been flooding here for a long time. Might have something to do with why we put Heinz Drive-In down there as a natural flood zone. When we flooded out here, it wasn't Garden City. Some people ought to do their research. It was Wayne County who wasn't running their pumps, and all of us got flooded out. So not quite sure why you're responsible for the water. Not sure why you're responsible for overgrown trees either, that have probably been here longer than you have. But I think you've been doing a good job, and keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Come on, state your name, please.
My name is Marty Janes. I'm here because on the 4th of July, I had gone over with my granddaughter who lives with me to my daughter's house for dinner and made sure my wife, who I'm a caregiver for, was okay and everything was set that we could go. And a little while later, I get a phone call from her. One neighbor, she tried to get down the stairs because her bedroom's upstairs, and the neighbor said that the people kitty corner from us who'd been partying all day long had decided it'd be a good time to shoot some fireworks off. One of them misfired, set the telephone pole behind my garage on fire, bounced over the garage and set the bushes on fire alongside my other neighbor who wasn't home either, their privacy fence. Thank God my neighbor next to me had just gone out to smoke a cigarette and seen the whole thing happen, or I don't think the fire department could have got there in time. By the way, thank them for showing up and helping out too. You know, I realize I don't want to be like that kind of person, but everybody loves fireworks. They really do. And Garden City is, to me, is just too small to be doing this. That while I was at my daughter's house for dinner, the neighbors next door to her, younger kids, were lighting off fireworks right on the front lawn. And you can't say anything to them because they're allowed to on the 4th of July. There's just too many houses, unless you're fortunate enough to own one of the old school houses with the big backyards and that, you maybe, but these houses are just too close with too many trees. I wish the council would maybe take a look at that and that whole ordinance and law and maybe think about changing that or limiting it somehow. I just don't think we're set up to have those kind of fireworks. You know, it's nice. I mean, everybody loves them, but not when it comes to almost setting my house on fire. No. And if you guys would like, if someone wants to look, there's pictures. I'm waiting for Detroit Edison who's supposed to come up and look at the telephone pole. So, but I thank you for listening to me. I'd just like to see you reconsider it a little bit, you know.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jane.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir. Mr. Mayor.
State your name, please.
Yes, my name is Ahmed Yassin. I'm a resident of Garden City. I have one concern, which is obviously a recurrent issue with a lot of residents in Garden City, which is the tax collection due date. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that issue, and the people in the office back there, they hear that question always, can you extend the due date? Can you extend the due date? And today I talked to people in the office, and they said talk to the council people, council members and the mayor. The problem is like a 30 days period for summer tax, it's like a lot of like burden on our shoulders. I'm kindly asking if you guys extend that period or the due date for the summer tax collection for like 3 months so that people can pay it. They gave me a solution for that problem, but it's actually to the benefit of the Garden City, not for the residents. They said we can divide into payments, but you end up paying 4.5 interest on your payments. I already pay for my loaner, mortgage loaner, so I think it's add a lot of burden on my shoulder and other people's. And I'm kindly asking if you can extend, make a law to extend the due date for summer tax, collection summer tax for 3 months. At least will give people a room to kind of like collect money or save money to pay. I'm a school teacher, but what else can I do in order to be able to pay my summer tax? It's a lot. I'm not saying reduce the amount, I'm okay with that, but just give me like more time, more like room to pay. And this is not something unique that you guys can do. Other cities, they've been doing this, many cities do that, so I think why don't you guys, I mean, what holds Garden City from doing that? Just extend it, just summer tax will make people happy, and thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Sorry, it always gets stuck on my glasses. Lauren Anthony, I live on Sheridan. I just wanted to express I'm a little confused about what exactly is going on with the thrift store thing, because on March 7th was the first time that it was brought up, and it had been going around on Facebook that they had been told by somebody at Maplewood Center that they were not going to be moving over to Radcliffe, and then when they expressed that at the meeting, there was a big deal being made about how that's rumors, that's just rumors, don't listen to rumors, we would never kick you guys out, we're taking you guys to Radcliffe Center, we'll be working that out. Now, here we are months later, and they're not being taken to Radcliffe Center, and it kind of sounds like, from what the city manager said, like the buck is being passed to the library, because the library was told that their new lease would include that room. So, well, we can't give it to the thrift store because it's going to be going to the library. So is there nowhere else in the Maplewood Center that they can go? Is there no way for them to go to the Radcliffe Center? It's quite large, so I don't understand why we don't have room for them over there. And I'm very confused, and I totally disagree that it doesn't fit in there. I find that an incredibly baffling statement to make, especially because the whole point of the thrift store is they make money for the community programs at that center. So I just don't understand why several months ago we were told this is a huge rumor, there's not going to be a problem with it, and now it's turned into, well, if the library lets them stay, the library lets them stay. If not, they're going to have to find something else. So I just wanted to express that confusion as somebody who's been watching it as it unfolded. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Kim Dole.
Kim Dole, DDA Director. Just got a couple of quick things. First, I wanted to officially welcome Playmania Fun Center. We held their grand opening with the new owners on Saturday at noon. It's a terrific place. The kids are going to have a lot of fun there. And I implore everybody, this young couple decided to invest in Garden City, bring their business here. They put a lot of money into this building. So take a few moments and just stop in. Even if you don't have children, stop in, say hi, congratulations to Marquise and his wife, Bree. It's a nice place. The other thing I wanted to mention real quick, again, is that the chili cook-off is happening this year. It's Saturday, October 8th. We are still looking for chili teams. So, I don't think it's unreasonable for City Council to put together a team. Okay, you're not biting. Last, I was waiting to see if anyone was here for it, and I don't believe there is, but next week's going to be a super busy week. Monday night, we have the 21st Annual Autos for Autism at the high school. That runs from 4 to 9. We have Music in the Park on Thursday, which was spoke about, and I believe that Councilwoman Kara Fotis will probably be bringing up Saturday's event, so I'm not going to mention that. And that's all I had. So if you know anybody that likes to cook chili, send them my way. So you guys know we run out every year, so we need a lot of chili cookers. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
Same thing. Oh my God.
Life is so hard. Yeah, it is. Okay, hang on. I gotta look presentable. Hi, everybody. My name is Kim Poma. I'm the youth librarian at the Garden City Public Library. I wanted to talk just a little bit about how well summer reading's going. We're really excited with all the signups. And I wanted to mention this Thursday, we're gonna have Little Creatures Co. at the library. We have Dan the Creature Man. He brings all the creepy crawlies and the smaller animals, and we're really excited to have him there. If anybody would like to join us, we're gonna be at the library. We're really excited. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Anybody else? City Manager's report.
All right, Mayor, a couple of things there. Fireworks, we do have some laws in the city. The question about the state laws overriding the city laws. Technically, there's really no place in the city that you can actually shoot fireworks off. Not in the public parks, not in the city streets, or not 200 feet from another structure. The problem is, I believe, and we'll have the police chief try to put something together for us for the next meeting at least, that the state law says these days you can shoot fireworks on your personal property. Well, state law usually supersedes city laws, so the question is, are our laws moot at that point that you could shoot off in your front yard with houses, wrapped all around you? They won't be in streets and they aren't in parks, but the 200-foot structure is a question. So we'll get back on information on that. Tax collections go from July to August 31st. After August 31st, there is a late fee, all the way up to March. At March, it's forward to the county, where the county then could possess the property. The issue is that these dates are set in stone in the charter. The city council has no ability to change the charter or go against the charter unless we change the charter itself. So that would be something that maybe with the discussion with the finance department of trying to adjust those times is a possibility, but of course it has to go to vote in November. It won't be able to help anybody at this moment because the city literally has no ability to take payments or anything else. If you owe, say, $5,000 and before August 30th you pay $3,000, you'd still owe $2,000, and that would be your percentage, your fee on top of that $2,000, not on the whole thing. So anything paid up to about August 31st is not billed at an additional charge. But there's no way right now the city council or staff can just say to anybody, okay, start making $1,000 payments every other month for the next 3 months. We just can't do it. It's against the charter. So, and that's, as we know, written in stone at that point. Charter could be changed, but it's through a vote of the people. If the people won't vote for it, then we're back in another pickle. So just wanted to bring that to your attention. And Kim's right, the Playmania. Boy, I wish our kids were a lot younger. College kids, I don't know, will do so well over there on the bounce houses and things, but it is a fantastic place. Anyone with young kids, grandkids, stopping over to Playmania right down the street is a great opportunity for kids. That's it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Earl.
Thank you, Mayor. First, congratulations to Lieutenant Barton for retiring. Congratulations on making it out. Congratulations to our new officers, to Captain Steve Ray and to Corey Butler for making lieutenant. The fact that we're able to hire all these young officers shows what a great place it is, because if you talk to neighboring communities, they cannot hire. So Garden City is continuing to hire, continuing to promote. The city has excellent people serving and protecting this city. So keep it up. Both chiefs are doing a great job. The flooding issue is a county issue. It's not a city issue. We've requested, or at least I've requested multiple times for the county to come to our meeting. The county refuses to come to our meeting because if you look at it, it's not just Garden City. It's Garden City, Dearborn Heights, Westland. It's all these cities around us. And we're stuck right in the middle of all these cities, so we can't get out of their system. Again, I'm asking that we reach out to the county and have the county come out here and explain to our citizens why they do such a poor job of managing these rain issues. And finally, the fireworks, I agree. It was crazy the other night. I do know, like the city manager said, the ordinance says, there's basically, when I looked at the ordinance, there's nowhere in the city you can fire them off legally. However, I would like us to look into what the state does say, and I remember when that bill went through, and I could foresee the issues it was going to cause, so I would like us to follow up. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Squires.
Yes, congratulations to all those that were sworn in tonight, and for the promotions of Steve Ray and Corey Butler. It's great to be able to have police officers, more police officers, to be able to patrol and see what's going on in our city. You know, fortunately, we have a good city here, and there's not a whole lot of trouble, but we need the protection. Also, the library programs, the Legos, the reading programs, my babies just love it. Absolutely love it. And it's good for them, on top of that. And the Playmania, I did see the video. I was out with the kids, and my greats will enjoy that a lot, the jumping stuff. So I showed it to my grandkids, and they're excited about going in there and seeing it. And Doc, I think you are doing a very, very good job. I don't feel that you're wasting money. I don't feel, you know, you have a tough position that you're in. And a lot of decisions have to be made. But I, for one, think you're doing a great job. I just want you to know. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Lynch.
Yes. I, too, would like to welcome our 4 new police officers, and congratulations to Captain Steve Ray. I've known Steve since he entered over there at the fire department. Great guy to become a captain. And Lieutenant Corey Butler, congratulations, both guys, on their promotions. Looking for something to do next week? It sounds like we have one packed week. Autos for Autism on Monday night. Movies in the Park on Wednesday night. It's going to be at the Florence Park, Wednesday, July 20th, and they're showing Spirit, the Untamed. So if you haven't seen it, or even if you have, it's a nice evening to come out to the park. And again, that's Florence Park. That's off of Middle Belt and close to Cherry Hill. So great park to go to. Music in the Park is Thursday, July 21st. And with the Smith Factor from 6 until 9, that's always a fun event. You can come and go as you please. Just bring your lawn chair, sit down, and enjoy the music. Get something to eat, too, because they usually have food trucks and whatnot. So that's a great event. And welcome to Playmania. And I want to send congratulations, and we're going to miss you, to Lieutenant Donnie Barton, who retired, and you saw him tonight, but also to Debbie Ryan and Laura Hollins, who had worked in the clerk's office. They just retired about a week and a half ago. We've had several retirements. DPS, I believe, retired 2 people, and I'm sorry I don't have their names with me right now. It's just that time. It seems like we get a big group of people, such as the 4 officers in, and when it's time to retire, we lose all 4 of them at the same time. So that just happens to be the time we're at right now. So congratulations to all of those who have retired, and also to the couple more that's going to be retiring, I believe, at the end of this month. I know at least one more person anyway. So congratulations to them. And I, too, think you're doing an excellent job with what you're doing as city manager. If anybody really understood what's going on, Doc has taken a few dollars and stretched it into more money and more services than those few dollars stand for that most people would do. He's doing an outstanding job. And that's all that I have.
Thank you. Councilmember Karafotis.
I just wanted to say that I agree about the fireworks. I happened to be in front of Marty's house when it caught on fire on July 4th, and it was super scary. And I thought, why is someone lighting off fireworks when the houses are so close together? So maybe there's something we can look into with the state about the fire department superseding that because our houses are so close, or because it's so dry. Like, if we don't get any rain for that month, can we say, sorry, just like California says, you're not lighting off fireworks right now, it's too dry. So maybe we could do something with that. And then I wanted to say that the Garden Walk is on Saturday, July 23rd, and it's going to be a great event. It's from 10 to 3. You can get your tickets at Barson's anytime from now until that date. We also have the Backyard Bouquet Contest, so people get flowers from their own yard, and they bring it up to the Straight Farmhouse is where our event is, and then they get judged by local professionals, and they win prizes. We also have lunch is included with your ticket, and then there's also a vendor show. So it's a lot of things going on that day. And again, that's Saturday, July 23rd, and there's also a plant sale too, and that is from 10 to 3. That's it.
Thank you. Councilmember Jacobs.
Just a couple things. Same as everybody, congratulations to our 4 new officers. I'm surprised it's taken 4 of them to replace Lieutenant Barton, but apparently Lieutenant Barton was really, really good, which he was. He's a super guy, and hopefully he enjoys his retirement. Congratulations to Steve Ray and Corey Butler on being captain and lieutenant. Well-deserved for them. Autos for Autism. Again, that is Monday, next Monday. Runs from 4 to 9. It's at the high school this year, so don't forget to not go to the middle school. It's at the high school. There will be a shuttle service running from where the Lucky Squirrel Chili Cook-Off, that parking area, down to the high school for those people that can't find parking at the high school. And again, that's 4 to 9, Autos for Autism. Great event, lots and lots of cars, especially if it's nice weather. So hopefully everybody will get there. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Miller.
Nothing this evening, thank you.
Okay. I feel like a broken record because everybody says the same thing, but I too got to congratulate Lieutenant Barton, Captain Steve Ray, Lieutenant Butler, and the 4 new police officers. You picked a good place to come and work, and you'll love the department. And as far as the fireworks, I'm sick and tired of them too. And I think everybody will agree, we have no representation from the state. Our state representative and our state senator, they're just never here. They don't answer, they don't call back. So I'm hoping when this Senator Polwicky, whatever her name is, when she takes over Garden City in November, they're the ones that changed the law in Lansing on this fireworks. We can get her on board to flip it back and have it in place hopefully before next July 4th. But we need to talk to our new state reps when they take office, whoever they are, in November. It's because, like I said, we have no representation. My longtime barber, George Quasis, Ford and just west of Hanoi, passed away on July 4th while he was on vacation in Nashville. They had his funeral today, and it was jammed packed. He was a great guy. He will be missed by this community. He was a longtime Garden City business owner, great barber. Rest in peace, George. We're all going to miss you. Again, Autos for Autism on Monday, movies at Florence Park at dusk on Wednesday, music in the park on Thursday at 6 o'clock, and the garden walk is the 23rd on Saturday. So you can't say there's nothing to do in Garden City. And then we got the chili cook-off in October, right? So we have a great city, folks. And Doc, you're doing an excellent job. I hate when I hear comments like that. I know what you do. I see what you do every day. You do a fantastic job, and it's just a shame that people don't recognize it. So I will stand behind you on that. And that's all I have. No further business. This meeting's adjourned.